to another episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah. And every week, we just sit on my bed and have a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about my first card show. Cards, not cars.
Sports cards. Yeah.
And it was my first sports cards show, and it was a lot of fun. It was so cool seeing all the cards, bunch of different tables set up, and it was a really cool experience. A lot of fun. It was awesome.
Yeah, so we, a few months ago, I had looked up, and you collect cards, and I've started basketball cards, and I've started you off with a bunch of cards and tell you stories about cards. Anytime we go back to grandpa's house, we'll start looking through cards, say a few stories here, now add this one to your collection, but you really like the NBA and basketball, so it's fun to collect the cards. But collecting cards these days is very, very different than when I collected, because just the price of cards and packs of cards are just outrageous.
They're insane.
For any time, sometimes you can get a pack of 6 cards and it costs $20, and we're just not going to do that. It's not like we used to get 12 and 15 cards in a pack for at the most $3, and that was a lot. So this was an opportunity to go to a card show up in Stamford, Connecticut, which about an hour on the train. We woke up early this morning and went up there and spent about 3 hours there. And so if anyone doesn't know what the sports card show is, you can explain it, and then you can talk about our experience.
So a sports card show is where there are like a big room, we'll say. This one was at Chelsea Piers.
Chelsea Piers in Stamford, Connecticut. The room was probably about, it was really big, like probably like 20,000 square feet. Yeah, it was really big.
So there were a lot of vendors set up with tables, most of them few, and they had all sorts of cards. They had everything from Pokemon cards to really old baseball cards.
To wrestling cards and Beverly Hills 90210 cards and
like Fortnite cards.
Yeah, and also some memorabilia too. But the cards were arranged differently at different tables. Yes.
So some there were boxes where just like sift through them. Some they were laid out in cases. Yeah. Some were in binders.
Yeah. Yeah, all different types. And some were boxes of cards. You could buy boxes, you could buy packs. And at these shows, they have prices on them, but at these, it's not like walking into a clothing store and saying, I'm not going to spend that price. Like, what can you do better for me? And so they expect to haggle and to negotiate and to make a deal. Yeah. But what we did was, as soon as we went in, we don't get many opportunities to go through, just like sit down and like look through all those cards.
We literally looked through 1,000, like we're guessing
we looked through thousands of cards.
And just at that first section, we looked through, we probably just sat down and looked through over 1,000 cards is what we're guessing.
Yeah,
all basketball, we just looked through, we were just like sifting through this box, and it was four like columns.
And we were looking. What were you looking for? I mean, you're always looking for like, oh, that's a cool card, or what about this guy?
Just players I really like.
Yeah. So name specifically like who you're looking for.
Mo Bamba, Tyrese Maxey, Joel.
Yeah, those are the three. Those are the three main ones. And then we started looking for some of the people that I've worked with. So that's fun. So we got an Eddie Johnson, Don McClain, Rick Barry, which is cool because you had lunch with Rick, John Henson, and some others that were a Golden Tate. We had some football players, and so it's cool. It's cool to see them and then like get their card. And Karan Butler, it was, and just to see your face so many times. You said, "This is just so great. I love this. This is so great." And that's what I was hoping. I thought you'd like it. But it's a long time. Like 3 hours just looking through cards. It can sometimes maybe get repetitive, but it was such a fun morning. Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to just show just some of the cards we got?
Just some of them. Yes. First one, Mo Bamba. Here, I'll hold up the card. Very cool card. I like how it's like outlined. and rookie card. I think it's so cool because I know Mo personally,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's always cool to get these cards, like support them.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also, it's not just that you know Mo, like you two care about each other. And so it's like having a card of a friend.
Yeah, like I sent him a birthday video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Joel Embiid.
For obvious reasons. Sixers
Yeah.
fans.
I thought this is a very cool card.
Yeah, because there are lots of different cards of these players. So
this one has
you just thought like
3 Embiids.
Right, exactly. You just thought like, oh, it's really pretty. It's a pretty card.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
And this was actually an old card, which I thought was cool because they had some like newer versions of old players.
Yeah, but this was an actual
this was
card.
an actual old
So and you can tell on the back of the card. So this is from the 87-88 season. This one because when you look on the back, you can see where the statistics end, 86-87. So then this card is from the 87-88 season. And there were only 132 cards in this set that year. Only 132.
Not many.
Not that many.
There are
450 players now.
450 players.
Yeah. Oh, another
Joel Embiid. I like this. I love this one. Cool background. He's like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey.
How about I hold up both of them?
Okay.
Both Maxies.
I am a huge Maxey fan.
Plays with so much joy.
Yep. Just been extremely awesome player, especially this season.
And then we saw a few other Maxies, and we were just talking to one of the vendors. I said, do you have any Maxies? And he showed, and there was one that was $150, one that was $300, one was like $400, and I think we got those two combined for maybe like as part of something else. It might have been $5 for $1, maybe.
No, one was in the 10-cent bin.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember what the other.
And maybe one was in the quarter bin.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but it's not, you just like the player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the player.
Exactly.
Then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. One was from the Clippers when he got traded. The other one was when he was actually on Oklahoma. And we had him on our fantasy team this year. I've kind of just become a little bit of a fan.
And he's awesome.
He's awesome. He's just a great player.
He'll be top 3 MVP candidate this year.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if he doesn't win, he'll probably come in second.
Yeah, probably behind Jokic. Yeah.
Probably. This is a new version of this, but I'm just a huge fan. Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm. So you watch him on Inside the NBA. And Barkley was my favorite as a kid so I collected a lot of his cards, but I would also write him letters all the time when I was little. So, and then the Sixers would send lots of stuff back, like birthday cards, like "Happy Birthday, Charles Barkley," and I've got a picture with Barkley. So he's always been one of my favorites as well. This is
another one of my favorite just old players. I have a ton of these cards. Dikembe Mutombo. I thought this card especially was really cool because it's not a square card. It's like an oval, I guess.
Kind of. It's got straight edges, too.
Straight edges, circle-y.
On top, curves on top.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
It's very cool.
And so you got a few of those. And this one I thought was very cool. This Mutombo card. This is an upper deck card. And this is from the 01-02 season. So this picture here, I think, is from, they played the Lakers, so this might be from the NBA Finals, this card right here. And if you can see, Mutombo is dunking, and there's Kobe right here. And I don't know if you can see it well there, but his face is like this. And this game is one of the games in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
And we just hope that Mutombo's been, he's been battling brain cancer for a while, and I haven't heard anything about him in a while, and I hope he's improving. But you started liking Mutombo from those, what commercials were they? Were they Geico or no? I forget. And he would block things in the aisle and go no, and that was his thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started liking it.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
then
started
just gave you a
collecting all
bunch of his
these
cards.
cards.
Yeah. Yeah. We came in with,
Yeah.
what, 5 Mutombos today?
Yeah.
4
think
Mutombos?
so.
Yeah.
5.
From different teams.
Yeah.
Sixers, Hawks, Nuggets.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right.
And this next one is Jeff T. There's actually a funny story behind this one.
Okay.
If you want to say it.
No, go ahead.
Well, there's this podcast you listen to, and you were telling me how when he says, "How you what, nasty?" And once you told me that, I thought it was really funny.
Right.
So now we just so now we say it to each other.
So he hosts with 2 other guys this podcast called the Club 520 Podcast. And it is not just another NBA player podcast because they talk about all sorts of things. Some of the stuff I don't even understand. I think Teague does a great job as a host because he doesn't act like he was any better than he was. I mean, he was an all-star guard, really good NBA career, but a lot of former players act like they're so much better than the players today. And he recognizes how good certain guys are. He just seems really honest. Not safe for children to listen to this podcast at all. Not at all. But I played you the intro because I think it's so funny that when he gets introduced, when they say, when his buddy says, how you, he always says, young Nacho, young Teague, how you what, man? But then to his other buddy, he says, how you what, nasty? And I just think, first of all, I think how you what is funny. And then how you what, nasty is basically that. So now you say that. I just don't want child services or anybody thinking that you actually listen to that podcast. Okay.
I do not listen to that.
No. What else? What are the last 2 here?
Anthony Edwards. He was just really good this season. I think he's a cool player.
Yeah, he's been amazing in the playoffs, and he's really entertaining on the court.
Yeah.
He's really entertaining on the court. Yep, for sure. And last but not least,
Devin Booker. He's just a good player.
Excellent player.
Excellent player.
Olympian,
all-star.
great, good, really good guy too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a
Very extremely
player.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Devin Booker a lot. And did the camera get fuzzy here?
Yeah.
Does it look fuzzy? All right. So instead of me editing this out, I don't feel like editing things out. I'm just gonna do this trick here, and then there we
That's
go.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Much better.
The trick is, if you're listening and not watching, is to stick your finger as close as possible to the camera lens and then pull it back slowly. Then it refocuses. So I think it was because we were putting the cards up there. And so yeah, those are some of the cards. And so a lot of the things we were doing today was, as you were looking through all these packs, or not all these packs, all these piles of cards, you would put cards aside and say, I like these cards, but then as you're going through and finding others, like, well, maybe I don't need all these, or I'd rather have this Embiid over this Embiid, or this or that.
Yeah.
And we did not spend a lot of money at all. Like less than $20, and got
62
basketball cards. Yeah. Of players that you really like, and it was awesome.
That was really cool.
And then some guy at the end, as we were looking through the cards, came up to me and said, "Hey, I think he was a vendor. I said, I just opened this football pack. You can have it." So he must have opened it up, didn't find what he was looking for, or maybe he did and took it out. But Devontae Smith, Eagles wide receiver, was in that pack.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But so much fun.
Yeah, it was really nice, though, to experience this with you, because I had experienced it with my dad. We used to go about twice a year.
Yeah. Was this one, how different or similar was it to the ones you used to go to?
I feel like the ones that we went to were more hectic. Like more people around.
Yeah.
But maybe that was because I was younger and like trying to like work my way through different things. So, but I feel like, I just feel like there were more people around, but maybe not. But we used to go to one at the Trevose Firehouse, which is on Street Road. And we used to go to one in Fort Washington, and they would have, I guess they would have sometimes people signing autographs. And then they would have lots of people with, just like we saw today, just a whole bunch of cards out. And that's where Grandpa taught me, when I would say, like, to Grandpa, it's like, oh, that's $2. And he said, well, that's what he wants to sell it for.
Mm-hmm.
If you offer him $1 and he says, okay, then it's worth $1 because that's what it's worth to him. So I learned a lot at those, and try to maybe put a few cards like we did. We put a few cards together and said, hey, like on the stickers, it might have said these were 2 for $3, but then we added a few other cards from another bin and said, hey, can we do all these for $3?
Yeah.
And he said yes. Or we took out 5 cards from dollar bins, and I handed them over to the guy, and I didn't take out money first, and he said, I'll do 3. I would have paid 5, but he said, well, I'll do 3. Good deal. Yeah. Good deal.
He just gave you a deal without you even asking.
Exactly. So, and also it was just so great seeing you so happy going through all these cards. I loved it. They're great parenting moments when you feel like your kid is just so excited doing something. I loved it.
I did too.
Good. Love you.
Love you.